Hello guys, this is Caesar Creates and welcome back to my channel! Today we are creating an outdoor habitat for the koalas. And if you are a subscriber of my channel and you watched previous episodes of the Elm Hill City Zoo, you probably are wondering now why we are building another koala habitat. Because we already built one habitat for the koalas here for the zoo. It is located in a small mammal house, and it was the first habitat that we've built for the small mammal house. But if you watched this video, you probably remember, or if you don't remember, I will remind you, that I wondered in this video if we should add a second habitat for koalas. I mean the outdoor habitat, because basically this habitat that we've already created was an only indoor habitat, and all the animals that live in small mammal house, they have both indoor and outdoor parts of their habitats. So back then I wondered if in the future we should add another habitat for koalas, like an outdoor one, and I decided that it will be a perfect time to do it now. My concept for this is that the koalas are kept in the indoor habitat in the small mammal house during the winter and the fall, basically colder months, because we are building in a temperate biome. You know, we have changing seasons in here. So in Australia they live in very warm temperatures, so probably it will be hard for them to survive our European winter. So yeah, this is the second habitat that they'll be kept during summer months and, you know, warmer months, for example from May to September. And after this warmer period of year, they'll be just moved to the small mammal house, where they will have their warm environment and wouldn't be affected by a cold weather. I saw some zoos that have like both types of habitats for animals. I mean the indoor and outdoor, where the animals spend certain times of the year. So I went for something like this. I think it is very beneficial for animals to stay outside on the open air, not to stay all their life in inside parts of habitat. I mean, spending your whole life in an air-conditioned space isn't probably very healthy for you. So just for welfare and well-being of our koalas, I decided to add this second habitat. Also, I felt kind of bad for them, because all of our animals in the small mammal house, they have their outdoor habitats, I mean outdoor parts, and they didn't have. So I wanted to be fair and I added this habitat for them. Also, I knew that it needs to be relatively close to the small mammal house so that they wouldn't be transported very far each year, and also when the guests will, for example, come inside the small mammal house in the summer and they will see the sign that koalas are currently in their outdoor habitat, they wouldn't have to go very far to see them. And also it's the same story during the winter months when they are outside and they want to see the koalas and their summer habitat is closed. They can move very closely to the small mammal house and see the koalas. At first I wondered if I could connect those two habitats, I mean make this habitat a little bit closer and then create some overpass or some tunnel for them, but then I thought that no, it won't be very realistic to build something like this. But moving the animals between the habitats is totally doable, and I think that some zoos make it. So yeah, that was my idea for today's video. Those habitats are also very different from each other, so if you like to build habitats for koalas, you can have two sources of inspiration from my channel on how to build koala habitats. So I hope that you will enjoy this video. And yeah, I'm finally back after a short break. You probably noticed that there wasn't any new Planet Zoo video last week just because I made a short vacation because I was a bit tired. I had like very difficult last couple of months in my job, so when the opportunity came to make some days off, I like decided to do it and go somewhere warm finally, because in Poland we had very bad weather this winter. I mean, it was very cold with a lot of snow, so I wanted to like take a break from this terrible weather, so I decided to go to Tenerife. But during those few days off, I also found some time to visit a local zoo. So I went to the jungle park on Tenerife, and boy, it was really nice. I mean, it was a very interesting concept. It was definitely a smaller zoo, but it has like very nice habitats. It has very nice tropical plants, succulents, cactuses, so it was really nice for the eye, and I have so many inspirations from this zoo. I made a lot of photos, so I will have a lot of inspiration for my future videos. And also, this habitat for our koalas today is a bit inspired by my visit to the zoo, because they had many habitats with like boundaries created from fake rocks, I mean fake rock walls and so on. So it's made very natural feeling for those habitats. So basically you have the habitat surrounded by the fake rocks, and then you have a viewing area from the glass or from the chain link, and you basically don't see too many fences in there, and I really like it. So yeah, I wanted to create something like this today. That's why I used a lot of those fake rocks around the boundary of this habitat. And in the front, where the path is, where the guests will go to see the animals, I made viewing like panels, glass viewing panels for them, like custom, glass barrier. I really like it because it matches the fake rocks with this bottom part, and it looks very like something I saw in this zoo basically. Actually, this visit to this park on Tenerife, it made me want the aviaries for the Planet Zoo even like more, because they had like 2 of those aviaries, walk-in aviaries you can go into, and it was such a fun like experience to be able to walk inside a huge aviary with a lot of exotic birds, parrots like flying around you. There's one with birds and also lemurs, so it was a really fun experience to be so close to those animals. And also in the aviary where they had parrots, they were absolutely not afraid of humans. So I had parrots on my head, on my hands. I was feeding them, so it was a very nice experience. And I already see so many like ideas in my head on how I would be able to build something like this. Because I think that it would be so nice to have the aviaries in the game. As you could see, I created something like an electric fence around the boundary of the habitat. It is just created for the a sake of realism, because basically koalas are climbing animals, and if by any like chance they could climb this wall, there will be this electric wire, so that they won't be able to escape. This was also something that I saw in the zoo, and it is just for the sake of keeping the animals, being like 100% sure that the animals won't be able to escape this habitat. And while I was on my vacation, something very like unexpected happened, and I had a huge surprise. If you are watching Planet Zoo videos here on YouTube, I'm sure you probably know PaulsLey. He is one of the biggest Planet Zoo creators. He creates beautiful and highly detailed builds in Planet Zoo, but also records a very useful and helpful tutorials. So last week Mr. PaulsLey released a video called 10 Small Planet Zoo Creators You Need to Watch. And I was actually on that list. He said many nice things about my builds, my videos, so I am very honored and very grateful. And it is so nice and so cool of PaulsLey to, showcase those smaller creators like me, because there are so many people that build in such an incredible and unique way and don't have a big audience, like no many people know them, and actually you could learn so much from their videos. So every creator mentioned on his list is like incredible, and so I will put the link to this video down in the description, so definitely check this video out and subscribe to all those people because their channels are, incredible, and simply you can learn so much from them. Also, I am very honored to be on the list with those people, so yeah, I was very happy that day. And also, there are a lot of new faces here on the channel after Mr. PaulsLey uploaded his videos. So hello guys, thank you for joining. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for being here. I hope that you will enjoy my future videos, and I promise that I will try to make the best content that I can for you. I remember lying on the sunbed near the swimming pool, and suddenly the notification on my phone comes up, and it is someone on my Discord server. By the way, if you haven't joined my Discord server yet, the link is down in the description. And yeah, the notification said that someone uploaded a message on our general channel on Discord that I am featured on the PaulsLey's video. And have I seen it? And I was like, what? No, I haven't seen anything. So I immediately went on YouTube. I watched this video, and yeah, I was so happy and so grateful. And yeah, Mr. PaulsLey is such a nice guy, and I really recommend his videos if you don't watch them. And thanks to this shout out, we already passed 900 subscribers, so it is just incredible to me. I still cannot believe how quickly this channel grows. So thank you guys for being there, for watching my videos, for all the comments, because this is basically why I decided to do it, to upload those videos. So seeing it grow so quickly is so satisfying to me, and I am very grateful. Okay, while I was talking about all the exciting stuff, I already built a big part of this habitat. So as you could see, we started with two little houses, elevated houses for koalas. So there won't be any shelter for them here. Those will be the only shelters that they will have, because they basically spend all their life on trees and elevations, like climbing structures in zoos. So, and they will spend the winter and cold months inside the small mammal house. So I decided I won't be making any building for them. They'll only be able to sleep in those two houses, and there'll be a lot of trees where they also will probably sleep. While adding those trees, I made sure that they won't be too close to those rock barriers, so that the koalas won't have a chance to escape. Also, I came up with an idea of those circles on the climbing structures. I don't know, it was something that came to my mind, and I think that it looks really nice. I use some parts of the binturong climbing structures in here because I like them very much. I mean, it's not too much, but you will definitely be able to see me copying some things over to this habitat. You also could see me using the poles of the, I don't know, those aquatic beddings or aquatic piers. I totally forgot right now how they are called, but basically those wooden aquatic things that the aquatic animals sleep on. They have those like beams that you can like create those little piers with, and I thought that the animals are actually able to climb them because they're basically like wooden poles, like we have, you know, climbing structures that I made from those that they're basically the different color, but unfortunately animals cannot climb them, so I had to replace them later on. I really love how the climbing structures have turned out in this habitat. I think that if I was a koala, I would probably use them a lot. But unfortunately, as I told you guys when we were building a binturong habitat, my animals don't climb in this zoo. I don't know why. I'll probably have to report it to the frontier because they stick to the ground, I mean the koalas and the binturongs, and I don't know what's wrong. Basically, I can even move them here, I mean the koalas, to those small houses, and then they're basically right away climbing down and staying on the ground, so I don't know why, but I guess I will have to report that. Now you can see me creating those custom feeders, eucalyptus feeders for the koalas. I mean, they're enrichment items. I mean, you have basically a eucalyptus enrichment item in the, you know, in-game enrichment items, but I didn't feel like using it here because the eucalyptus is like Australian tree, and you know, growing it in Europe here, it's like was a stretch for me, so I decided not to use it, so the animals basically don't have any feeding enrichment in this habitat, but I made my own. Obviously they don't use them, but I think that they look really cool. I used those small aquatic plants for it. Let's like hope that they are similar to the eucalyptus, because I know that there are many species of eucalyptus. There isn't only one eucalyptus tree, so maybe by any chance they are similar to one of the eucalyptus that the koala actually eats. I already started to work on rocks, I mean all the rock formations for this habitat. I wanted to make them very similar to the dingo habitat that we've built last time. Actually, if you haven't seen that video, it is one of my favorite habitats in our zoo, I think. I will put the link to this video down in the description and on the screen, so definitely go and check it out. As I told you guys in that video, we are using desert rocks, but basically we are like thinking of them as fake rocks. Because we don't have like rocks in this color in the temperate biome, and zoos basically they use a lot of fake rocks, not only on walls and so on, but as the rocks inside the habitats. I actually saw a lot of them in the Tenerife Zoo, so this was also a concept of the dingo habitat, and we are like thinking of them here in the same way. As you guys know, in all of my videos I try to give you guys some fun facts about an animal that we are currently adding to the zoo. But as we already added the koalas, and as I already gave you some fun facts about them, I don't want to repeat myself. If you want to hear some fun facts about them, you can go and watch my video, my first video of the koalas. Of course, I will also put the link on the screen and in the description down below. So yeah, there were quite a lot of facts about koalas, but I would like to emphasize now some about their conservation issues, because for me it is super sad what is happening to the koalas, and I think that we should all be aware, because if the situation won't improve for the koalas, they don't seem to have a very bright future. So the facts that I will actually tell you now are also on my custom billboard that you'll be able to see at the end of this video in the cinematic shots. Every time I add a new habitat, I also create my custom billboards for them. I create them in canva.com, the site where you can create your own simple posters and simple graphics. Simple projects. I also add all my custom billboards to my Discord server. We have a special channel for custom billboards, so if you want to use them in your zoos, you are welcome to do it. One of the biggest threats to the koalas is habitat destruction and fragmentation. In the coastal areas of Australia, the main cause of habitat destruction is the urbanization, while in rural areas the habitat is cleared by agriculture. The native forest trees in Australia are also taken down to be made into wood products. The urbanization is a huge threat for the koalas, but some of them actually adapted to live in the urban areas when there are enough of trees for them, but still the urban population have many threats like collisions with vehicles and attacks by domestic dogs. Dogs actually kill about 4,000 koalas every year. Many of injured koalas are taken to wildlife hospitals and rehabilitation centers, but obviously not all of them are able to be saved. Koala population and habitat have been greatly impacted by the 2020 bushfires. I am sure that all of you heard about those. In June 2020, there was a report that said that without our help, the koalas will be extinct by 2050, and that the new national parks should be established in their natural habitat. I am super hopeful that we'll be able to stop their extinction and that the koalas will be saved. As you can see, I already started adding foliage to this habitat. I mean those smaller plants, because we already had trees in there. I didn't make it too crazy because I was afraid that I will hurt the traversable area of those animals, and also I wanted to make sure that the guests will be able to spot them. Of course, it would be still hard if they would be climbing the trees. But yeah, even though I say that I didn't want to make it too dense, there are a lot of plants anyway. I just cannot help myself because I love when there are a lot of plants in the habitat. I have a certain issue with lighting in Planet Zoo, and it's not only my issue because I heard many creators who talked about it. It is that, the lights seem to be going or coming only from one direction. Even if you set the time to the exact noon, the sun should probably shine from above, but it isn't. It is still shining from an angle. And this is why the certain parts of habitats are always in the lights and certain parts of them are always in the shadows, and you cannot do anything about it. And the position of this habitat is very unfortunate because it is always in the shadow. Only the part with a viewing for the guests is actually a bit lighter. But because of the trees, because of the rocks, the aquatic rocks, we don't have a lot of light in this habitat. and they always look better when there's a lot of sun in there, like for example we have in doll habitat or in dingo habitat, but they are basically on the other side, they're opposite to each other, so this one is more in the shadow, and it was very hard for me to do a cool thumbnail for this video because all of the pictures were very dark, but in the end I managed to do it somehow. Yeah, I would really love to be able to like manipulate the sun and how it's like from the angle that it shines, like to change it. Because it is sometimes annoying, like you create this very nice habitat and suddenly it turns out that it will be completely dark. But yeah, we have to like live with it, and there's nothing we can do about it now. As you can see, I already started to work on the outside part of this habitat, so I wanted the keeper to be able to like enter this habitat through the tunnel or through the cave, which is made also from those fake rocks, just to hide the entrance a bit. There's also a keeper hut hidden in there because I realized that we don't have those close here, and we certainly don't have enough of them in this zoo, so whenever I have a chance to like feed one of those anywhere, I do it. So this is where I located it. Also on the roof there will be like a planter, and I used there the those patches of aquatic plants. I mean, they are not aquatic, but we got them with the aquatic DLC, and I don't use them much. I don't know why, but I certainly need to start using them more because I really like them. In a second you'll be able to see me changing the path texture a bit. I wanted to make it like a wooden path, like a terrace or something, but I didn't like the angles that the default paths, like wooden paths, went into, like they were a little finicky. So I decided to make it myself from the aquatic wall pieces, which are one of my favorite pieces in the game, and it looks really cool in the end. And also we'll be able to see me build like a fence for guests / visual block for this habitat, because when it will be closed during those colder months, I want it to be like a bit hidden away so that it doesn't look weird, you know, the habitat inside of the zoo, in the middle of the zoo, that doesn't like work and it's closed. So there'll be 2 gates on both sides that will open in those, summer months. There will be also a custom billboard with an information when the koalas are in here and when they're in the small mammal house. So yeah, this is something that I come up with, and I hope that you'll enjoy it. So this is all that I have for you today, guys. If you remember, I actually promised you guys a tour of everything that we've built so far in this zoo in the next episode. So next week we'll have a tour. So definitely stay tuned for that if you want to visit with me all the habitats that we've built so far and all the buildings, and basically go around this whole zoo. Please enjoy the rest of this video and stay till the end because there will be some cinematic shots of this habitat. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And if you want to see me build more of those realistic zoo habitats. Please give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and ring the bell if you want to be notified every time I upload a new video. Comment down below if you enjoyed my video, or if you have any recommendations on how I can improve my future videos. Thank you guys for watching, have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys!